What's up, everyone? It's Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with your free NHL Parlay for Tuesday, April 26th, 2022. But before we get to those free picks, gotta let you guys know Pickdawgz.com, we're doing it bigger and better than anyone else. Got more free pick videos on our channel than you'll find anywhere else on YouTube, so make sure you're subscribed and also take advantage of our free Sportsbook bonus offer. The link in the description of this video below. But let's get to our parlays, shall we? And yeah, I said parlays because you know what? I have two of them that I really like. One, we're going to go with a little bit of a smaller odds parlay. Still plus money, still some nice plus money. The second one I'm going to give you is a max value parlay that I also maybe suggest doing a round robin with, because there are some big plus money hits in there. You hit three of those, you're still having a nice payday regardless of how many you hit. So we're going to go to the, let's go to the smaller, I shouldn't say smaller parlay. This is my best parlay for Tuesday night's action. The first leg of the parlay, I'm going to take the Toronto Maple Leafs and Detroit Red Wings over 6.5. You know, the line is listed at 7. If you can find an alternate line, drop it down to 6.5. I would do it just because, you know, I hate those lines that are set at 7 because all of a sudden it takes 8 goals to beat you. Now, the thing with this matchup, why I wouldn't be overly offended if you took the line at 7 is because whenever Toronto and Detroit have played this season, it's resulted in goals. Simply put, I mean, you look at the 3 meetings this season. It's been, you know, the last meeting was 10-7 Toronto. Prior to that, 7-4 Toronto and 5-4 Toronto in the first meeting of the season. So Toronto outscoring the Red Wings 22-15 in the 3 games, 37 goals in 3 games. That's over 12 goals per game. So you know, like I said, I just hate the totals of 7, just because, like I said, all of a sudden you need 8 goals to beat you now, and nothing, you know, would surprise me about maybe a 4-3 or even a 5-2 game. All of a sudden you go from being a win at 6.5 to a push at 7. So that's why I sometimes suggest buying down to 6.5. Sometimes it can be a difference of a pretty penny. You know, I think the like a listed over could be at 6 or 7 for minus 115. You look at all of a sudden the 6.5 could be minus 170 or minus 180. But maybe that's sometimes what makes it a nice parlay piece is you can add a couple of things and still get some great value out of it. So we're going to go with the over 6.5 for the first leg of the parlay between the Toronto Maple Leafs and Detroit Red Wings. The second leg of the parlay, I'm going to take the Washington Capitals on the money line. Again, you could make this a regulation play if you want to get the juice down, but for me, it's just all about fading the New York Islanders, who have just now looked basically lifeless since being eliminated from the postseason. The first time this Islanders team has been out of the postseason in 4 years under Barry Trotz. And like I said, it's just the Islanders have just been sort of sleepwalking through the rest of the schedule and basically just playing out the string with little motivation. They've almost looked like they haven't wanted to play in certain spots, and it's just you take the value where you can, and we're only being asked to lay about minus 180 on the money line, which I would have thought, given how these two teams have been playing as of late, Washington looking, you know, dead set on building momentum going into the postseason. I thought the Caps would have been maybe minus 220, minus 225. So minus 180 does have some value to me, but again, a regulation play, not out of the question. It just gives us the safety net if this game goes to overtime in case the Islanders decide to show up. So the Washington Capitals on the money line will be the second leg of the parlay, and the third leg of the parlay, well, I'm going to take Minnesota Wild team total over 3.5. Again, you're seeing this is one of the more juicier plays on the parlay, but again, you know, it's all about finding value, maybe picking a couple plays that we really like and getting some nice value out of them. The Wild, just a far better team here, and while the Arizona Coyotes have hung around with certain teams in some spots, you know, I think the Wild is the better team here, and I do like the Wild to win this one convincingly, but I don't like laying minus 200 with a minus 1.5 puck line. That's not something that's in my vocabulary, no matter how convincing it may be. Now, the Arizona Coyotes are on a double-digit losing streak. They basically mailed it in. They're just playing out the string because they have to. And, I mean, the results have been there for the Coyotes. They've allowed 5 goals to the Blues, 4 to Chicago, 5 to Carolina, 9 to Calgary, 7 to the Vancouver Canucks, 6 to New Jersey. So, you know, it doesn't matter who the Coyotes seem to be playing. They're giving up goals left and right, and that's not good against the Minnesota Wild team that's back to winning games with their offense. They've scored 17 goals in their last 3 games, and during their 5-game win streak, they put up at least 5 goals 4 times. So I think the Minnesota Wild team total over 3.5 great place to be, just in case we get just to 4. But again, if you wanted to push it back to the normal 4.5, which was close to where the line was sitting, and I think it was around -110, maybe even some plus money on the over 4.5, you could do that. But those are going to be your 3 legs of the first parlay. Toronto and Detroit over 6.5 goals combined. The Washington Capitals on the money line, and the Minnesota Wild team total over 3.5. Currently odds around +230. Again, a nice simple parlay. Try to get some money in your pocket heading into the middle of the week. Now, if you guys have hung around this long, you must be waiting for that max value parlay round robin. Again, this is going to be a 5-leg parlay. If you don't like the size of the parlay, or you want to just give yourself a bit of a safety net, I recommend round robin. For those of you who don't know what a round robin is, it's basically breaking down the 5 legs of the parlay into 10 separate 3-leg parlays or 5 separate 4-leg parlays, just so that if a game doesn't come through for you, you still win something. And that's, I think where some of the beauty in the round robin is. Yeah, it costs a little bit extra sometimes because, as opposed to playing just one bet for that 5-leg parlay, you all of a sudden got to play 10 bets. But again, if you're only putting maybe $5 on a single bet on a parlay, like a 4-leg parlay, you only spend $25. But again, if you get one game wrong, you at least come out with something. And I'll explain the odds breakdowns after. But even if you get 3 out of 5, you're making your money back, I think, and then some with some of these 3-leg and 4-leg parlays. So let's get to the round robin / parlay, shall we? The first leg, we're going to take the Ottawa Senators on the puck line at plus 175 for the -1.5. Now, again, some of these are actually courtesy of our streaks tool at Sports Chat Place. The Ottawa Senators 8-0 to the puck line following a win, and they're playing the New Jersey Devils, who those of you who know me know I don't like the New Jersey Devils. I don't play with the New Jersey Devils. If anything, I fade them, and I try to make my money that way. The Ottawa Senators, yes, they've been out of the playoffs for a while now. This is a team that's just playing out the string, but they've been playing out the string for a fair bit, a lot longer than maybe the New Jersey Devils have. And the Senators have this weird ability to just show up sporadically. You just got to pick your spots. And with the way that the Senators have been covering the puck line after a win, 8-0, I've got to take my chances with the Ottawa Senators on the puck line, -1.5 at plus 175. The second leg of the parlay, and this is actually one of my favorite plays, I think, on the entire board, is the New York Rangers -1.5 at plus 220. Now, again, you're not going to, if you want to take the money line on either of those plays, it's reasonably priced. I would not blame you. Even a regulation play to try to get it into plus money. But this is why we called it max value, because I think there is max value on taking the Rangers on the puck line here at plus 220. Now, the Rangers, they're chasing the Carolina Hurricanes, who they're playing in this game. They're chasing the Carolina Hurricanes. They're 4 points back of Carolina with 3 games to go. Carolina, without Frederik Andersen, their top goaltender, and potentially without their second best goaltender in Antti Raanta, who's questionable for this game with an injury, that could leave the Hurricanes on their third string goaltender against a Rangers team that is hungry to catch the Hurricanes for the division title, pretty much fully healthy, with a Vezina Trophy candidate in Igor Shesterkin in net, and a talented core just as good as the one that Carolina's fielding. The edge in goal, I think, could be enough here, especially if New York gets up 3-2 or something and pops an empty net goal. Heck, I'm personally, when I capped this game, I kept seeing a 5-2 game if it's a third string goaltender net for Carolina, maybe even a little bit less than that if it's Raanta. But either way, I like the Rangers here on the puck line at home, plus 220. I think MSG is going to be rocking for this game. The third leg of the parlay, another puck line play, but another great one. I'm going to take the Florida Panthers on the puck line at plus 180. They've covered in 5 straight games at the TD Garden against the Boston Bruins on the puck line. And frankly, as good as the Boston Bruins are, and we know that they can play some solid hockey, they're perennially one of the top teams in the East year after year. This Florida team is just on another level right now. They're close to the President's Trophy. And I think the Panthers are just trying to build some momentum. Not only that, this could be a potential first-round playoff matchup. So while you don't want to show all your cards before the series even starts, I think it says something personally to deliver a message to the team that you're playing, like, hey, you're not going to beat us. We are going to stomp you in 4 games. We are going to give it to you every single game, whether you win or you lose, and you are going to be regretting it the next day. And I think that that's what the Florida Panthers do. The Florida Panthers extremely potent offensive. We all know this, and I just think that the Boston Bruins just not going to know what hit them, even at home. Like I said, you're getting great price on the Panthers on the money line. If you want to take it, that's great. But 5 straight covers on the puck line at the TD Garden in Boston. Got to go with the Panthers here on the puck line. The fourth leg of the parlay, well, I'm going to go with the St. Louis Blues on the money line at plus 145. Again, it is not often that you're going to see the Colorado Avalanche, on a losing streak like the one they're on, the one they are on now. But, while it can't last forever, I think, we're getting some great value just to take the chance on the Blues, because you're getting a Blues team that hasn't lost in regulation. That's basically a win or a loss in overtime. So 17-game point streak going all the way back to March 26th. And that's just it. The Blues are just playing some outstanding hockey, arguably the best hockey in the league over the last month. I say it time and time again. They look like a team that they look like the team more and more resembling the team that lifted the Stanley Cup just 3 seasons ago. I think the Blues horribly underrated, and I'm not laying minus 165, minus 170 with the Avalanche just because they're due and because, they're a better team than what they've shown in the last 4 games. They lost to the Winnipeg Jets. That's how little I think of the Avalanche right now. That loss did a blow to my confidence. Don't get me wrong. The Avalanche are going to get theirs in the playoffs, and they are a tough team to beat at home. But the Blues have already beaten the Avalanche in Colorado. I think there's potential for them to do it again. I'm going to take the Blues on the money line at plus 145. And the last leg of the round robin / parlay, and take the Edmonton Oilers on the money line at plus 130. The Edmonton Oilers just playing some lights out offensive hockey right now. And simply put, while the Pittsburgh Penguins are a solid team that are going to make the playoffs and are going to make some noise in the playoffs with how much experience they have in the postseason, they are just not playing well right now. They're 4-6 in their last 10 games. And they just lost to the Philadelphia Flyers of all teams. Maybe you could argue that the Penguins had one eye on this game, but looking ahead. But there were problems before that. Yeah, you can beat the Detroit Red Wings all you want. They had a nice win over the Boston Bruins, but they lost the first meeting with the Bruins. This is a Penguins team that also put up a clunker against the New York Islanders, as well as losses to Washington, New York, the Rangers, and Colorado. Now, is Edmonton on that level? They're above. I'd say they're sort of middle of the pack of those group of teams that I just named. Certainly better than the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Philadelphia Flyers. But this is also an Edmonton team that was lighting the lamp with a lot of consistency. They had scored 4 or more goals in each of their 4 games during the win streak prior to the loss to Columbus. I think there's a lot of potential for Edmonton to bounce back here and do so with some value at plus 130. So that's going to be your 5-leg parlay if you play this all 5 legs in one. The Ottawa Senators on the puck line at plus 175. The New York Rangers on the puck line minus 1.5 at plus 220. Florida minus 1.5 at plus 180. St. Louis on the money line at plus 145. And the Edmonton Oilers at plus 130 on the money line for a parlay total of, brace yourselves, plus 13,784. Now, again, this is a max value parlay. It is not, like all parlays, not a sure thing. If you don't like anything, again, you can take something out, you can supplant it with something else, do whatever you like. But the reason I say to play it as a round robin is because you look, even if you hit 3 of these, because, we do our best to get every game right, but frankly, we're not going to. I'm going to tip my hat to the guy that can pick 100%, especially on parlays. But you look, if you hit a 4-leg parlay, you only get one of these games wrong. You're hitting a 4-leg parlay that's paying anywhere from plus 4,500 to plus 6,000. That means a $20 bet is netting you around $900 to $1,200. So that's basically $100 for the 5 bets. Plus, if you want to put $20 on the 5-leg parlay. Again, if you put down $2, that's turning $2 into 90 or 90 to 120. That is just making your money back tenfold, or I should say sixfold, and then some. So you're making your money back. A 3-leg parlay, if you hit 3 of these, you're making anywhere from plus 1,900 to plus 2,100 on the parlay. So there's just some fantastic value to be had with the round robin. It gives you a safety net in case you get a couple of them don't come in, and I think it's some fantastic value. So those are the two parlays I'm going to be rolling with. I'm going to be sprinkling a little bit on that round robin as well, and let's make some cash. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're looking for best bets from myself or any of our other world-class handicappers, check out Pick Dawgz Premium. Don't forget to subscribe and drop a like. Let's cash some winners.